Yes, the politics of ethnicity and religion seem to be suffering from a couple of setbacks, but it's not abolished or abandoned. The politics of clan remains the oldest form of politics in Nigeria. And as man remains a political animal, good morning and welcome to Political Views on Airborne at 103.5 FM. I am Martin Ifeanyi Shuku Ekezie. Yes, talking about the politics in Nigeria today, from resignation of Mr. Peter Obi from PDP to Labour Party to Wike Atiku feud, which brought us to the spot where we see PDP party members endorsing APC candidates sometimes. And then last week, Saturday, on this program, Political View on Ebon at the 103.5 FM, my guest Nzeribe Ezanona, member of the APGA party, endorsed the presidential candidate of Labour Party. And then we will begin to ask the question about what is happening now. Are these things not anti-party? The fact that somebody will be in a particular party and then endorse another candidate in another party, or is this, a unifying factor for us as Nigerians? Aggrieved of maybe the happenings in their party, then we don't usually see a situation whereby a politician is aggrieved and then they stay this long in showing their grievances and then remain in the same party and are doing some things that might be considered anti-party in some quarters. Think that endorsing other candidates from other parties, is anti-party in some kind of way. The statements Governor Soludo made about Mr. P2B could be a way of defending his own representation, starting with the party he represents. That is one of the things we will consider in the politics of today. Now, before we go any further, let me bring you up to speed on what is happening in the Nigerian political space, Nigerian political news. Now, the first story we have here this morning is Saro Wiwa resurrects at COP27, 27 years after death. The second story we have here this morning is Buhari orders clamp down on criminal gangs behind attack on INEC facilities. Withheld salaries, ASU, Konua may close ranks against federal government. The fourth story we have here this morning is INEC boss warns politicians against violence in Kanu in 2023. The next story we have here is 2023 presidential elections would be a walkover for Tinubu, says Ribadu. The next story is INEC releases methodology for claims, objections on voters register. Then slash lawmakers' salaries by 50% to meet ASU demands. This is being said by Ndume. Let's get started with the first story we have here this morning. Saro Wiwa resurrects at COP27, 27 years after death. The memory of the late Nigerian environmental activist Ken Saro-Wiwa came alive again on Friday at COP27 in Egypt as Oil Watch Group celebrates him 27 years after his execution. The news agency of Nigeria reports that the Oil Watch Group include Health of Mother Earth Foundation, Nigeria, Earth Life Johannesburg, uh, Johannesburg, CAPPA, Africa, Women Development Center, Nigeria, and the Center for Environmental Justice, Togo. Sarawiwa was executed on November 10th, 1995, alongside 8 others by the then military government as a result of environmental activism over the oil exploration in Ogoni area of the Niger Delta. Now, the story Buhari orders clamp down on criminal gangs behind attack on INEC facilities. President Muhammad Buhari has directed security agencies to descend on criminals responsible for attacks on facilities of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The president also urged INEC to replicate the successes recorded during the governorship elections in Anambra, Ekiti, or shown in the 2023 general elections. This was as the commission for the upturn time yesterday dismissed reports that he was planning to rig the 2023 elections by abandoning the direct and real-time electronic upload of polling unit results to the INEC result viewing portal. Speaking at the emergency meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on the Election Security at the INEC headquarters in Abuja yesterday. National Security Advisor Major General Babagana Mugunu said the president has, through him, given security agencies clear-cut instructions to deal with criminals whose aim is to scuttle the 2023 poll. Yes, this is about labor leaders and the government. Withheld salaries, ASU, Konua may close ranks against federal government. With the intensity, with the insistence of the Academic Staff Union of University, ASU, and the Congress of University Academic, the federal government must pay the withheld salaries of their members. The two unions may soon close ranks against the government to push through their demand. As the new crisis brews, some stakeholders have called on the government to quickly resolve all issues with the unions to save the university system from imminent collapse. Recall that ASU held an emergency National Executive Council meeting last Tuesday over the payment of pro rata October salaries to its members. Although it ended the meeting with a resolution not to embark on another strike as a result of the development, the union condemned what it described as an attempt by the federal government to turn the academics into casual workers through pro rata payment for 18 days. The next story, INEC boss warns politicians against violence in Kanu in 2023. The Kanu resident electoral commissioner, Ambassador Zango Abdul, has cautioned the political class against overheating the atmosphere through the campaigns and inter-party utterances ahead of the 2023 general election in the state. This is just as Abdul declared readiness to undertake the difficult task of managing the volatile political terrain with a commitment to be fair, transparent, and non-partisan in the discharge of duty. So this one is the one raising the eyeballs. 2023 presidential elections will be a walkover for Tinubu, says Ribadu. Directorate of Stakeholder Relations, All Progressive Congress Presidential Campaign Council, APC PCC, Malam Nuhu Ribadu is upbeat that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will sweep the presidential elections with a landslide margin. Speaking during the inauguration of the 132 members Directorate of Stakeholders Relations in Abuja, he remarked that Tinubu is far better than any of the presidential candidates of the opposition political party. Another vital information we have here this morning about Nigerian politics. INEC releases methodology for claims, objections on voters register. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has released the methodology for claims and objections in the register of voters by citizens. Mr. Festus Okoye, the INEC National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, said this in a statement in Abuja. Okoye said that INEC, at its weekly meeting on Thursday, deliberated on the approved methodology for the display of the entire national register of voters for claims and objections by citizens as required by law ahead of the general elections. As earlier announced by the Commission, the entire preliminary register containing 93,522,272 registrants will be published. The exercise will last for 2 weeks from November 12th to November 25th. Now, this news is also an important one when it comes to politics. Slash lawmakers' salaries by 50% to meet ASU's demands. Ndume. Senator Ali Ndume, APC Bronu South, has called for a 50% slash in the salaries of the National Assembly by half to allocate it to the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, in order to meet their pressing demands. Ndume made the call while reacting to the alleged half pay for the academic staff in Meduguri on Thursday. Ndume, a former Senate leader, advised the federal government to constitute a high-powered standing committee of respected educationists and patriotic Nigerians to meet with ASU leadership to address lingering burning issues. Even if it means that the National Assembly will reduce sitting allowances or be paid on casual allowances basis whenever they sit at the lower and upper chambers by cutting the recurrent expenditure in the budget of the federal lawmakers to settle the ASU arrears, let it be. it will be in the overall national interest of Nigerians. We only assemble twice or so per week and get paid as such, he said. He also went on to stress that civil servants who worked from home during the COVID-19 pandemic and were paid their full salaries and allowances monthly. So why pay half salary in this one? And that's the much we have for you in the news section on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebon at the 103.5 FM. I remain Martin Ifeanyi Shuku, AKZ. One thing that will make politics of ideologies or politics that's like discuss the challenges of the nation, objectively, that kind of politics that is issue based. That's the politics I'm talking about now. The issue based politics that is looking at the issue at hand, the problem we have as a nation, or that is going on in the Nigerian political space. Will say that they are, matured enough to focus on the issue that affects us as a nation. Or are you going to say that we are still caught up in the politics of ethnic and religion? Are you going to say that we are still caught up on it? Are you going to say that with all that is going on now, that we are drifting away, that we are moving away from that kind of politics and moving into the politics that is always about the issue-based politics? In the course of campaigning, a lot of groups have called for, a situation whereby most of the campaigns should be issue-based, because in all of this, what matters is the issue we get to solve, or the issue we get to solve as a nation. At this junction, you can now bring forth your political views on the table. Now you can now see what we are looking at. We are looking at a lot of things. We are looking at Saro Wiwa as an individual, what he fought for, the fact that he represented even climate change, that he was not just a hero, for the Niger Delta people. He was also a hero for the change, that is for the clamor in climate change. So that's just the thing. We are also looking at that. We're all looking at all of these issues now, but the numbers you will call to become part of this conversation are 080 96 66 1035. Meanwhile, the US just had their midterm elections, and one of the lessons we must learn from the modern day model of democracy for other democracies in the world today is the fact that most candidates did not just throw jabs at their opponents, they also discussed the issues at hand. And if you paid attention to the politics in America, you will understand that like the division we see in their politics is about ideologies. It's not about ethnicity. It's about ideology. It's about though you might be coming from we might also have the issue of racism in it, but it is basically about ideologies. Yes, let's hear from you. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning, my brother. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Your name and your location?
Yeah. Chukwuemeka Ulobaka, reaching us all the way from London this morning.
Please take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me start by the American way of doing their things,
Okay.
especially on election time.
Mm.
Let me be very frank with us. Every time we Nigerians used to use America to give examples,
Mm.
compare our politics in Nigeria. And it is always funny to me.
Okay.
Imagine a country that is still struggling with potholes, no good roads, no electricity, paying 30,000 minimum wage, and all that.
Mm.
And now thinking about America, trying to make their country look like America when they have not even done just a simple thing.
But America remains the model for democracy in this modern world today.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's not just about Nigeria. A lot of countries are looking at them as a model.
Yes, I know, but we are in Nigeria. We are comparing Nigeria to America.
Okay.
We are not in Nigeria now or that.
Okay.
So I have to deal with the country we are in.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is that it's not very funny to you sometimes, my big brother, is finding that we young for civilization to come to this country. Yes, you cannot obey a single traffic light. Even if you're on that traffic light trying to obey it, you'll be mumbling in yourself.
Yeah.
What is it? You see? Even if you try to obey it, you still be mumbling. Yes, you want civilization to come to you. Are we not confused? Please, I want to urge Nigerians to stop using America or the West or the civilized world to compare to Nigeria. So we all come together and say no to corruption, no to intimidation, no to every single bad thing that iniquities we are causing on each other, both the citizens and the government. Then we are getting somewhere. As far as I'm concerned, if we are not talking about that, I think we are just playing with ourselves.
So our democracy will evolve on its own. Our democracy will just evolve on its own without looking at another democracy as a model.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We have seen good and bad, my very big brother.
Okay.
We have seen good and bad.
Okay.
Even a 10-year-old please know what is good and bad by now. And we are here playing with ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah? Talking about America. Without America, we have seen good and bad. It is just for us to choose the path we want to go with.
Okay.
Now, let me speak on the Induna issue.
Okay.
I totally agree with Alan Dume on his submission on certain cost of our National Assembly people. Imagine people that speak for about a month or 2 months in a year and have been paid with jumbo pay, jumbo salary. Yet people who are the real machineries of government, working in government institutions, are there begging for 30,000. Yet they have not paid it to them. They are still owing them all. I don't know if you are aware that they are still owing them 30,000. Many states have not even paid it. Yet these people take jumbo salary every month to home without doing nothing. Let me be very frank with us. Sometimes we used to say the federal government. Let me ask us, do we actually think that the president can wake up in the morning and just dictate anything and just change the constitution and do anything? Are we a military? Isn't a military the president or the head of state do consult the relevant authorities before they do something?
Yes,
so what I'm trying to say here is that the president cannot just wake up in the morning and say, I slash the salary of every Nigerian to have. He does not have that power.
Yeah.
There must be a consultation, round table negotiation agreement by all relevant stakeholders before anything that important can be done.
Okay.
Not attributing something to the president as if to say he has the power to do this, just to wake up in the morning and do this and do that. No, it will be a collective agreement of Nigerians, even the Council of State, and many organizations, labor organizations, private organizations, government organizations, many of the even human rights organizations will be involved in the discussion before it happens. Yeah, thirdly, I want to say that in as much as I root for Tinubu, I don't believe what is about to say that he will win with landslide margin. He might win, but not that landslide, just like Buhari was doing. Buhari has a fever of gathering people from the north.
Okay, you believe that he will win. You believe that he will win.
Yeah, I believe that he will win, but not with landslide margin. He might win with a couple of votes, but not landslide.
Okay. Thank you very much for your input. Let's hear from other people as well. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. Yes, it is still political view on Ebon at the 103.5 FM, and he just gave his own view. He says that Tinubu will win, but he's not the landslide kind of victory that is being described on the news. What is on your own thoughts? What is your own political views? I also want people to also look into the issue of Saro Wiwa, and the role he played even in protecting climate change and the rest of other things. The numbers you will call to become part of this conversation is 08096661035. Why must we always look at US and all that? Why will you have to talk about US all the time? But now we have 8 Nigerians in that election. 8 Nigerians in that particular US election. So why can't we talk about that election? Now, this is how it goes. 8 Nigerian Americans have won legislative seats in the United States midterm elections. And they won seats in Georgia, Pennsylvania, 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 Minnesota, and District of Columbia. Pennsylvania, the District of Columbia. The Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee, NAPAC, released a list of the visitors and their offices. And it goes like this. Gabe Okoye is Georgia State Representative, District 102. An Igbo person, Gabe Okoye. Let's hear from you, please. Hello?
My big brother, Matt, I thought that.
Okay, please. Go on.
Thank you very much. I am so happy, although I know that some American Nigerians,
yes,
because as far as I'm concerned, their origin is Nigeria,
yes,
but they are citizens of America. So they have nothing to do with Nigeria in terms of citizenship, but their origin is from Nigeria.
One can have dual citizenship as well.
Yeah, I know, but as far as the world is concerned, they are seen as American citizens. But you can refer to them as they are from Nigeria, somehow from Nigeria, but America sees them as Americans, not Nigeria. They will not be doing anything for Nigeria. Yes. And I wish them good luck.
Okay.
It is a very welcome development. It shows that Nigerians can go outside in the world and claim some powerful seats in the powerful countries. And I motivate other Nigerian citizens all over the other countries of the world to take you from what those people from America did and to make Nigeria great. Okay. And my very good friend, it is Pennsylvania.
Thank you very much, my brother. Nah, I'm not in the US. I'm an Igbo man, my brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, it is still political view on Airborne at the 103.5 FM, and it is happening. Your views. What are your views, basically, please? Anyhow, before I go any further in telling you about that US midterm election, remember that we talked about a lot of people. We talked about the issue of Saro Wiwa. We talked about all of this. And then it is not just about this midterm election. We are looking at also the claims made by Ribadu that, the APC presidential candidate is going to have victory all through in the 2023 election. We are also looking at the withheld salaries of ASU, Kunua, and then the fact that they are closing ranks against federal government. We are also looking at the fact that INEC releases a methodology for claims, objections on voters register. We are also looking at the fact that a lawmaker, Ndume, he says they should slash lawmakers' salaries by 50% to meet ASU's demands. And then in all of it, do you think that we as a country have drifted away from the politics of ethnicity and religion? Do you think that we are now moving forward in the direction of, talking about ideologies instead of maybe religion or ethnicity? Are we now moving forward in the issues? Like, are we talking about those issues that affect us as nations when we, like, as a nation, when we are, involved in our political a political engagement as a people? The numbers you will call to become part of this conversation are 08096661035. So I was telling you about, the political. I was telling you about the midterm elections in the U.S. and how 8 Nigerians won in that particular election. So the one in the seat of Georgia State representing, that is Gabe Okoye, is the one representing in Georgia. They also won with Chegu Adeyina. He becomes Georgia State Representative District 110. Tish Nagise won Georgia State Representative poll, District 68. Phil Olaleye is Georgia State Representative in District 59. Carol Kazim is Pennsylvania State Representative, District 159. Oye Owolewa, U.S. House Representative, Shadow Representative in Washington, D.C. Solomon Adesanya becomes Georgia State Representative in District 43. Esther Abaja was re-elected as Minnesota State Representative in District 59B. Meanwhile, the federal government of Nigeria has congratulated the politicians on their successes, What are your political views this morning? Now, we are looking at a whole lot of things. Now, we just got through the midterm election in the US. The Nigerians that are involved are won. We just gave you their names. Igbo people are involved. Nigerian people, Yoruba, all of the Nigerian people are involved. What are your political views when it comes to Saro Wiwa resurrects at COP27, 27 years after death? For those of us who do not know who Saro Wiwa is, let me brief you a bit on who he is. He goes by the name Ken Saro Wiwa. He was born 10th October 1941 to 10th November 1995. 10th November 1995. He was a Nigerian writer, television producer, and environmental activist. Ken Saro Wiwa was a member of the Ogoni people, an ethnic minority in Nigeria whose homeland, Ogoni land, in the Niger Delta, has been targeted for crude oil extraction since the 1950s and has suffered extreme environmental damage from decades of indiscriminate petroleum waste dumping. There is a great need to talk about SAROWIWA in the sense that now there are a lot of issues that we face today in the nation that he clamored for. The issue of oil theft and the rest of them is also contributing to the fact that the environment is not taken care of, the way it ought to. And then the issue of oil companies not doing like sticking to the regulations that will enable the environment. These are the things that SAROWIWA represents. Then, initially as a spokesperson and then as the president of the movement of the survival of the Ogunu people, MOSOP, SAROWIWA led a non-violent campaign against environmental degradation of the land and the waters of Ogoniland by the operations of the multinational petroleum industry, especially, a lot of companies. Do you now see the need why we must talk about these things? And then sometimes last week, the Senate President Lawan complained about the fact that history was removed from our curriculum at a time. This part of the history, is it also going to be part of what is going to be taught in our history classes in schools? Remember that it is still political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. What are your political views? The numbers you will call to become part of this conversation remain 080-9666-1035. When we become lazy in the fact of playing the politics that we have to play, being part of the politics, lending our voice to what it should be, like the voice we lend on this platform, enable in molding what the political atmosphere should look like on a very good day. Is it going to be detrimental to the people, or is it going to be detrimental to the government? Is it going to be for the betterment of the people, or is it going to be for the betterment of the government? So it is very important that the issues concerning us be discussed in the politics, not just the politics of ethnicity. I'm talking about objectivity in discussing these matters, all these things that affects us as a people. So it is a noble action to discuss it. It is very proper that we engage in these discussions on the things that matters, the things that concern us. Let's not be withdrawn or lazy about discussing these issues. Somebody just made a statement that Ribadu, for example, made a statement that the presidential candidate of the APC, is going to get a landslide victory on the 2023 Ebona, the 103.5 FM political views. The numbers to call to become part of this conversation are 080-9666-1035. Yes. Hello, let's hear from you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, your name and your location.
Yeah, my name is Linus.
Okay, your location.
From Mukwede.
Okay, please go on.
Yeah, about the budget issue,
Yeah.
you know, say now in the APC,
Okay.
I see where you talk now at the APC, but the major problem where they face now Muslim teachers when you think and I think it's a major problem when it
Okay.
yeah. Because he's supposed to balance the equation like when they carry Muslim as president, vice is supposed to be Christian.
Okay.
Now that major problem when it was why because as for me, if I say I go vote, I know the person when I supposed to vote.
Abi? Okay.
Yeah.
But you think the Muslim ticket is going to affect them last?
Our problem is there. Problem, serious problem. But now we know that people don't white now. Nobody say go say this one are my people. Now the person when you know say you do something before, you understand? The time when you get for it. Now you just say this person, if you get there, go fit do something.
Okay.
I know say you do something the time when they Lagos, but as the practice to be faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the senator that is saying that they should slash the salaries of our House of Assembly members in order to pay ASU. What do you think about that?
Yeah, about the issue, the actual issue, ASU they do work pass all this House of Assembly and House of Correct. You understand? No, they don't do work. You understand?
Yeah.
If you say they divide the money, you understand? So you say they pay them half salary. All this work we no do. You understand? Nigeria go see use that money. They pay all these youth where they don't do go to they no get work. You understand? If you say they do all this one, all this kidnapper and so do.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for your input. Thank you so much. Yes, it is still political view on Ebonade. 103.5 FM. The numbers you will call to lend your voice to tell us what you think about these things that is happening, that is affecting both you and me. 08096661035. What are your political views? I am also still looking forward to the fact that somebody will have to call in and then tell us what they think about, Saro Wiwa, the representation, the fact that he is not just the fact that he's a hero, for the Niger Delta people. He was a hero also for the climate change, talking about climate change in our society today. The issue of flooding in our society today is also as a result of climate change. It's also as a result of the fact that the climate is getting extreme, and some of the things that is being talked about when it comes to climate change. Are we observing it as a people? Let's hear from you. Hello.
Good morning again, my good brother.
Yes, good morning, my brother. Okay, welcome back.
Yes. Not as let me begin by saying that may the show once again rest in peace. The human rights protest fighter.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. All those things we fought for is now happening.
Yeah.
And nobody is looking at it. Nobody wants to talk about it. It is a very big issue.
Yeah.
It is very important that especially the Niger Delta people, they are the ones that you agitate for fraud because all those things are happening in their place. Another concern we want to bring on, because as far as I'm concerned, we are in democracy now, not a military.
Okay.
I remember what the president said sometime in South Africa in 2017, that it is a pity that now he was able to become Nigerian president once more at an old age.
Yeah.
And Nigerians should remember that he is not a military president, but he is in democratic setting now. Democracy. What he simply mean by that is that had he been the head of state, he will just order force people to change by fire by force.
Okay.
But this time around, he is practicing democracy. He cannot force people. He cannot do things by himself. He has to consult the National Assembly and many stakeholders involved. That is exactly what he meant by that.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is that we will have forced Nigerians to change. He is still a military president. So I urge the people from the Niger Delta to bring up that issue again, the agitation for the cleansing of the Goni place, of Goni rivers, of Goni land and all that.
Okay.
It is their job to do. Those people like Edwin Clark, Professor Soyi, Wallace Soyinka, I think he's from the South, I think. He's one Oloshenka from the south.
No, I think Oloshenka is a Yoruba man. He's south of the Yoruba man.
Okay. People like the class and those people who glue themselves and their ideology to political influence and they're watching the citizens without fighting for the right of what is degrading.
They also fight for rights. Clark has clamored for a lot of things on behalf of the people. Yeah, so you can't just make such a thing.
Yes, the most important thing they're supposed to be doing, not playing politics of what I get and what I will do, who I would want to get the power. Yes, my very good friend, something was mentioned, Muslim.
Yes, I wanted to ask you about that.
Yes, let me be very, very frank out here, because I am not a Nigerian that can be doing all these trades.
Okay. Go on. Hello? Huh? Please go on. Hello, can you hear me? Go on.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
I am not that African Nigerians that read what went on what they say or versus say I'm not losing. You strategize to win. Anything that will make you to win. My very good friend, we used to hear political violence on election day. Is it the folks that send those people to cause mayhem? Is it the Reverend Father? Is it not the politicians? All in the name of strategizing to win. Even if people die, they don't care. All they care is winning. So what I'm trying to say is that people plan, strategize to win without this sentiment and propaganda. PDP supposed to go to the south. It is the son of the south. They change the climate change. You know, in this I will use climate change.
You know, the political sense now.
Political change. They change the political calculation of Nigeria. Knowing fully well that it is the son of the south to emerge as the president in whichever political party. They went ahead and jumped into indirect jump into the north. And they're hoping that APC will just lose like that. They think APC, they want to cut all the votes from the north.
Hello? Wow. It's like we...
Hello?
Okay, yes, yeah. Go on.
Yes. Just like you mentioned, in America, they don't play politics of ethnicity, religion, and all that. But Nigeria, it is what we are born with. Till the new world come and eradicate all that ideology from us. So what I'm trying to say is that in Nigeria, it is a more that you will play politics of sentiment, you will play politics of propaganda, you play politics of ethnicity, tribe, religion, even whatever.
With all that is going on now, with all that is going on in the political space in Nigeria, don't you think that somehow we are moving away from that with what Wike is doing with Atiku and the rest of other things that is going on?
Wike is not fighting for eradication of or cleansing of ethnicity, religion, way of political game. He is fighting for equality in the PDP. That the chairman of the PDP should come from the south. The presidential candidate is from the north.
In representation.
Clearly aware.
That is in representation, being that he's demanding it for this area and that area, makes it like, okay, maybe they are trying to balance things for all ethnicity in Nigeria as well.
No, I don't. He's not trying to. He's not doing anything. He's not fighting for ethnicity. My very good friend. He's simply fighting for equity and justice in their political party. For their political party to be for the chairman of a PDP to be from the south, the presidential candidate is from the north. So what is ethnicity or religion there? Have you ever heard him mention religion throughout his crisis with PDP or ethnicity? He is talking about equity and justice, not religion. So nobody is fighting for religion here. We are, instead of you fighting for religion, you fighting to eradicate us, we are still grooming people to be talking about it. It is still ready in Nigeria. So that's the reason why the SEC chose to choose a northern Muslim, knowing fully well how votes are voted in the north. It is along ethnicity, it is along religion. So PDP wanted to swoop in and take over Nigeria by going to the north, knowing fully well that the northern people vote. They have a lot of massive votes, and the northern people, especially the Muslim people, they vote too much in elections. They now went to the north, thinking that Atiku will grab it, that nobody, APC has nobody, even if Tinubu is there. Let me be very frank with you. With an APC northern Christian candidate in the north, they're not going anywhere. Let me be very frank. Tell me, who is that? Who is that big week from the Christian? Is it Lamont? Is it Ogada? Who are they in the north? I beg, let's be very frank. This is a matter of APC brought out to strategize to win. And all those people that are agitating, talking, bad about it, criticizing, they are not happy.
So you don't think that the votes of the Southerners also will matter in this matter now? Like the fact that, okay, some of them will also go with other political parties. And don't you think that somehow now some people are also clamoring for all these political parties to leave the area, that new ones will, emerge as the winner this time? Don't you think that atmosphere is now in the politics of Nigeria?
Let me be frank with you. I don't think so. Everybody has anything to say to win the people of the world, the people to be on their side. That is what you see happening. People preaching you, people doing this all in the name of getting to power, to make you believe they'll work for you, while they are going there to embezzle and keep on embezzling. You understand? So anything you hear is just political talk to hoodwink you, to believe you are your Father Christmas and all that. My very good friend, we've been in Nigeria for long to know that these people, they don't even make, I mean, you see, for me, on election day, I just go and vote and go. I don't vote because you say you will bring that back. You will do this.
And the way you're saying it now, you're also accepting the fact that even the person you want to vote for is also going to do the same thing.
And you see, as far example now, as far as I'm concerned, I still assume like that till they are there. And if there was nobody, he became the governor, we all saw what he did. Now, anybody can come up and say if there has been tried, tested, and processed. So, Tinubu was a governor. He was not a president. He did good in the governorship, in the governor of our government and Lagos State. He has not ruled Nigeria for me to say, okay, he's doing good. Because Lagos State is just a state. Nigeria is 32 states.
And that goes with the other candidates as well. Some of them are just governors. Some of them have not been like the one in charge of Nigeria at the time.
Yes.
Anyhow, let me cut it here so that other people will step in and then also give their views when it comes to this, because already you have established the fact of what you are saying. Some other people will also like to talk about their own principle.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Let me conclude this by saying that whatever they talk, whether they talk from January to December, Muslim ticket is a strategy for APC to also win too.
That's your own point of view. And at the time, some people are also looking at it from the perspective that it is not right in that manner, in the sense that even some Northerners, we have Christians in the north as well. So some of them are also looking at it from this perspective that now it is not just going to be Muslim, that it needs to be balanced. What are your political views? This is Political View on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. What are your own political views? The numbers to call to become part of this conversation: 080-9666-1035. Yes, let's hear from you. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and your location?
Is my name, and I'm calling you from Monica.
Okay, go on, please.
Thank you. Dr. the Right Honorable Nandi Abidile, a blessed memory.
Yeah.
You said something very, very important. The one to newspaper, I think, the work of that time, they called Nigeria's spokesman. I don't know whether you know it.
Okay.
There's a nothing there behind it. He said that man shall not be a wound to man. Very important.
Okay.
And you know that man is something I want to do. I want to tell you. Let me begin with the African problem. Nigeria has decided to move to Nigeria and Nigeria government. That is what it means. They don't need to do about it. Because I cannot see, okay, ASU and the federal government, who is at fault?
That's the thing.
Why wouldn't they be paid? Why wouldn't they be paid? Why wouldn't they be paid? Who caused the problem? Who? I'm asking who?
That's the thing now, because the federal government will always talk about their predecessors in this matter. So you can't really come out there and say, okay, they are the problem.
There's something, okay. If you come to the Bible, you see judgment. That's number one.
Okay.
You go and you see mercy. That's number two.
Okay.
They tell you temper judgment with mercy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
That is why God Himself sent to the side for this earth to come and do what? To come and synchronize the wrong area. Why would the federal government continue this, saying that people are really suffering? The federal government is a wood to the people they are doing. Number two, when Saro Wiwa was in the problem, we know how he died.
Yeah.
We know the cost on which he died for. This is actually happening today. And they went and hanged him on that matter. The same thing. The government of that time is also a wood to the people they are living. They are living. So it's wrong. If we don't change this perspective, this election we are going into, yes, this election we are going into, will not be a different one from things we saw before. What we have been saying before in this country is, if you want to get into the topmost position of the president, you go to the negative or positive, provided you get there.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Okay.
You then go to create free or fair, provided you get justice. Number three, you go into it covertly or overtly, provided you get to the top. You get to the top by hook or crook, provided you get to the top.
That's but anyhow, let's look at what Ribadu said about Tinubu having a landslide victory in 2023 presidential election. Do you believe so? Okay. Okay.
You come on that day, you go to wherever you want to.
Okay.
Not by making noise.
Do you accept the fact that okay, you think that Muslim ticket is also going to be a problem for them?
Let me tell you the truth. As far as this country is concerned, and as far as politics is concerned, as far as democracy is concerned, it has never been gotten right before in this country. I have told you, by people of truth, get to the top. Simple.
But it is not always good to have such a thought. You know, as a people, we are also molding to become a better nation. You know, irrespective of maybe the corrupt practices we might know of. But even in our policies, in our politics that we discuss, we need to, you know, be objective about things like this in correcting them. Don't you think so?
The political fabric of the country.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Corruption. And some time ago, I suggested that corruption is in this country particularly now in the fabric of the country. That everything is, I don't know what technical I use, but I prefer this issue. For corruption to get out of Nigeria and Nigeria to move forward, it will take Nigeria another 2 years to accomplish. And then when they ask me, how is it going to work? I say, if you get in candidacy to need to prove people to reach. That is the corruption. This is the sentence in the Latin. This is corruption. Like we have the mathematics textbook, English textbook, right to speak on corruption and begin from kindergarten and begin to see for 50 years. We are all gone. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your input. Thank you so much. Yes. It is still political view on Ebona at the 103.5 FM. What are your political views? Yes, it is a program for people who are grounded in politics. If you are not grounded, it is not for you. It is the numbers you will call to become part of the conversation are 08096661035. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, my brother. Welcome.
Yeah, this is I'm from Monitor.
Please, Gabani, my brother.
Yeah. I want to take my view
Okay.
Muslim state.
Okay. Okay. Go on. Hello?
Yeah, when you come in Nigeria, It's not only Christians and Muslims. I think you know.
Yes, it is.
There is other religions. Then, if you will start sharing Nigeria by Muslim or Christian, again, what of other religions?
That's the thing.
Now, to show that we have a very big problem in this country, it's that we are one. We have a very big problem. Sometimes I have to ask myself questions. Can I be able to unite oil and water together? That is the problem we have here. Our colonial masters, they did not do us well by taking Christians among my brother. Let me ask you. Come now, American and Taliban, can now they be together as a one country.
Yeah, yes. In the area of America, we saw a situation whereby the Red Indians and the white Americans, at the time, they became one country. The Red Indians, that are the native people, and the British people all became one country.
What happened at 10?
Yes, till today, they coexist as a country.
Yes.
Like,
now, what is the culture of that the Red India and the Americans?
Yes, it does not. Their origin does not affect their politics. What affects mostly their politics is the
because they have one similar country united together.
That's the thing.
English. That's English.
United.
That is the English. Yes, is this English that united us in this Nigeria?
That's the thing. I want to also point out one thing for you. There is always unity in diversity. That is unity. We are united, but we don't look the same. We don't operate the same, but at the same time, we are still united.
Let me come.
Okay.
As long as we are trying to play God in this Nigeria, we are going to be in deep mess until we find ourselves reaching deep and good in it. God bless you.
Thank you very much for your input. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. It is still Political View on Ebonade 103.5 FM. You need to be grounded in politics to be here to give your input. But we need to discuss these things. We need to talk about them. If you're not grounded, you need to learn to become grounded to talk about it. Really, it affects both me, you. It affects us. So let's talk about it on Political Views on Ebonade 103.5 FM. The numbers you will call to become part of this conversation are 080 9666 1035. Then when we talk about them, we have to be very objective, about what we're talking about. You don't need to be sentimental. You look at all the presentation, like one of the callers talked about, Muslim tickets being a very good strategy. What is the strategy of like your own political view, the way you're looking at politics? What is that strategy that you think that will overshadow the strategy of Muslim tickets? Because at the time, a lot of people are looking at Muslim ticket as a defect towards that particular party that made that decision of Muslim ticket. But at the same time, some people are looking at it from the perspective that this is even strength. What are your own political views? It is Political View on Ebonade 103.5 FM. Yes, 08096661035. These days we see politics in the area where somebody will be in a particular political party and then endorse another person in another political party. Is this the best way to go about it now? Then all this attack that we get to hear about, that INEC is going through, all these attack that we hear, the reason why President Buhari ordered clamp down on criminal gangs behind attack on INEC facilities. All this attack, is it going to affect the 2023 election? What are your political views? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and your location.
I'm out from
Okay.
from Anambra State.
Okay, where exactly in Anambra, sir?
Aruku.
Okay, Oruku, please go on, sir.
Achọrọ m ga ikwu Igbo. Ịma na atụrụ ha dị Igbo wee nwere.
No, you're
Agụ na-egbu ya.
Gabaniru.
So, concerning what you said last, 2023 election, is only God that decides what will happen. Because these people are not ready to step down or to leave their selfish ambitions.
Yes. Oh, please call back. Please call back, please. Once again, it is 08096661035. Please, I'd like to hear from you. The caller from Oruku. I also want to hear from you, and you. Hello? Hello?
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, my brother.
Yeah.
Okay, please, go on.
This is phenomenon of Nigeria. I'm not putting any message in other. Attack every year. During a conquest. Now you know federal election. On of an UK. At an idea to do. According to the owner of Nigeria. I'm getting more than 10 days.
Yes.
And I get more correct. You tell me all of Nigeria. And I got him hard. I'm not going to popular. However, on a cover and near you could take the election on a good year. On one by a man attack, and a good and and a good police, and a good and a good and a good year that I have been in the way, and I go to get the video take the money, but I was putting on the bone. The United election. If someone a good, credible election, no credible election. Credible election can never solve the problem of Nigeria. Because again, I mean,
every political solution in order to election. All election can solve the problem within the world. And other countries in the world don't have more today. Even African countries don't have more now. And what they used in correcting those things about election.
Na nwa tupu onye nwe obodo abụ Naijiria maka na ọ bụrụ na onwe onye nwe obodo abụ Naijiria na-ekwu nkebe eziokwu na nwe ha aga mmerede na-ekwu nkebe eziokwu efọnye ya Francis na-adịghị na Naijiria ka ọ chịa Naijiria ka mma ma Naijiria ya dị mma onwe ihe ọ ya chiri nke ọka kwalite site na n'ebe n'oge n'ebe so ike agụgụ ndị nọ n'obodo a bụpụ obodo na onwe ya na onwe onye ga-achịkọta nwa obodo a maka ọ na ndị a nwe obodo a onye tinye n'ụmụ anọ obodo oyibo kedu ebe ịkọrọ si nwa obodo a hapụzire ndị na-akọ ịdọrị ọ nọ n'ọjọọ ihe onye ọbụla na-agba ọsọ ọyị ọ na ọyị ya na-agwa agwa aka ahụchaga dị ntị wee lafere
then igekwanụ ntị ige ntị n'ife na-eme na politics in Nigeria today ifụkwa na some people ekwuru okwu ihe ndị ọzọ na ọ bụrụ ọzọ everybody na-ekwu okwu ọyụ na onwego oyibo na ndị kweta na ọyụla agafego
na ọkata na Naijiria na nọ n'ime this kind of physical situation na n'ime ya na a na-afụ agitation every year the north the west the east every agitation every year ndị ahịa ka ọ na-eji eme a na-ekọta ide ha ata nkịta na oge atangod na ọ bụrụ na aba ya ka o mere ọ bụrụ na ọ na-aba ya ka o mere kọkịta na-efu achọrọ ndị airport ndị nka dịka na-akpọ na Lagos ka o mere efunye nkụzizi na ihe agwụ ndị mmadụ na elekshọn Naijiria na the only thing nwere ike igbo obodo abụ Naijiria wụ were ohere ga-eme dịka elekshọn na-achọrọ imekọta na wee mee gịnị wee referendum ticket ka onye ọbụla mara ebe o kwenyere na ya.
Thank you very much. Ikwugokwanụ nke ahụ ị chọrọ ikwu bile bụ otu isi file na ọnya ga-abụ the solution. Enwekwanụ otu ndị ọzọ si wee lụọ ya.
O nwere ka ọ jiri mara enu and ihe aka m na-ele anya ga-ekpe eji ike ka mara nwere akwụkwọ agbara ejela chi eto ndị mgbagugwu gbara akwụkwọ abụradi Suleman na ndị oji gbara akwụkwọ ka akpọ Nnamdị Kalụ ka enweta isi ọkọkụ ndị afọ ege na-eji nna ka enye ya Biafra ka ọ laje zuo ike
That's how you Otua can go as if here, but what we are looking at now is we are talking about the country, Nigeria, the politics that is involved. And we are talking about like even the procedure, the process is even more political solution now. Southeastern governors on offer you help. So, but at the end of the day, another way, other ways, even election now is the hope of so many people as well. So anyhow, thank you very much for your input this morning. From Unewu. Thank you so much. It is still political views on Ebon at the 103.5 FM, and this is where you get to, air your view the way you want to air it. But basically, we have to be very objective about it. We don't have to be sentimental about what we are saying, because that objectivity, that's what will save us from all that we are going to in this country. The truth, that's what we say. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
My brother.
Okay.
Before I will be called court. And when I see me shooting Panama, and a barman, I'm no idea.
Yes.
And then I think them when they do when I can't here. What I see, I didn't even make it or noise, you didn't even like a noise. I say again, say it in a count noise. Some of them I'm a good parable. Some of us have our history, man. Where you pull our history, I want to be. It was them, men, not again. What happened when we tell one way or one, look at our home and but I want to do so low. Why is some political solution are there? You go to legal time, it's like doing what you only play. You start out that candidate, get a or political system you're here. No, until I didn't go why you go. Mandis now Christian, I'm asking now, I'm going to Bible to go to the out to ourselves here. Then the great guy took the job party, every day after I got a politics in Nigeria. You need to be a Christian. When they talk Christianity, you are saying right, they put a God, you believe in a God. You think transparent, God, for both organizations now to us. Now, I want to why you do. But I am a very days of reckoning. And I had a rap and a city okay. I don't know if I need upon
well, thank you very much for your input, sir. Thank you so much. But I also want you to remember that every issue must not end with violence. Every issue sometimes will end with diplomacy. Most times, diplomacy is the way. And now we talk democracy. We have to follow the democratic way. We have to be civil as a people. We have to use being civil, in affecting everything that we need to affect, everything that we need to change. We have to come with that being civil. We don't have to be, always violent about everything. Let's hear from you. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Okay, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you very much. It is a very big pity that Nigerians, especially our rulers, don't verify the critical institutions to be managed by a security outfit. How can somebody tell me that a whole institution like INEC can be burned anyhow? Every single day or once in a week we do hear that INEC office was set on fire in this local government, in this state, in that state, in this.
Yeah, do you think it's going to affect the election?
Infrastructure like that. Critical institution like that. And we do not have enough security to man that thing. And the president who I trust and who I support is telling us that this and this and that. It is a very big pity about the very front. There are critical institutions that are supposed to be fully secure. INEC is one of them. INEC must be one of them. I don't see the reason, whether in the local government, whether in the ward, whether the building is one room or 2 rooms or 50-story building.
Yes.
It is a critical institution which is needed to be secure because there are critical materials used for electing our governors and our elections in Nigeria.
So at this point, do you think that is going to affect, the election? Do you think all this attack is going to
affect any election?
Okay.
It will not affect election. They've been burning INEC offices and all that. And yes, we still hold our elections. Boko Haram was out there talking mayhem. We still hold elections. The one we see down here, we still hold elections. So it will not affect our election system. But I urge the security outfit and the people who are leading us to make sure that those critical critical infrastructure are highly secure. Why can't they put CCTV there? Is it not a city?
That's
CCTV that is in our everywhere, every street in our law, donated by the citizens themselves.
Wow.
We have CCTV here in our everywhere.
Wow, wow.
And this government cannot install CCTV.
That's good to know.
That can just an evil eye that can detect anything offhand before the human being. And we cannot do it. Just something that minor people have in their house. It is a running thing now. It is the running technology in Nigeria now. But it is running in our private houses.
Yeah.
Not by government. Usually all the rich people you see now have CCTV in their house.
Yes, even companies, private sector too is also there.
Yes, on the private sector, but in government offices, you don't see those things. Why? How much is CCTV? How much is the TV? And we are here talking. Nigerians are not ready yet to take Nigeria to the glory path of it.
Thank you very much.
That will do that has not come. And please, I want to just say something on the issue of somebody in a political party declaring support for another party.
Yes, please.
You know, America thought happened before the last election, presidential election in America. So if something like that can happen in America, and I don't think
but it is rare. It is rare in America. You know, you hardly see somebody from Republican then giving support to somebody in the Democrats. It's rare. You hardly see substance.
But during the last presidential election, it happened too, because there was a lot of grudges and grievances against the sitting president then, Donald Trump. So such happens in Nigeria here. When people in the party have grudges against their party, they might opt to support somebody. Not that they want to support you, but to be jealousy to their party or whatever. You understand? And some of them do it because they believe this particular person will do well. Other than the candidate in their own political party. So I don't see anything wrong with that.
One.
What we need in Nigeria is somebody that will change Nigeria.
So it is not anti-party in any way.
It is not anti-party for me. It is somebody wishing for good to come to the state, wishing for a good candidate to emerge from the state, other than their candidate, which they have checked, and see that this one is better.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's let other people in. Thank you so much for yes. It is still Political View on Ebona at 103.5 FM. Remember that you can also send SMS, in case if you're struggling with the network as well. I discovered some numbers are finding it difficult to come in, and like the ones that do cut sometimes. So you can as well send SMS to the same number, 08096661035. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, my brother. Okay, please go on. Okay.
America na-eme ha kwuo okwu ma ndị mbụ ndị ọdịnala ha kwuo okwu ha kwuo okwu ebe a ha sekọndị ihe na-eme n'Izrel seta na onye ahụ asị na ọ bụ ya wee ezigbo mmadụ na kewechatakwara atụ and ha dịrị na ofu ebe onwe onye gbarịrị mgbagharị igosi na ha nwa nwee Izrel a anyị a na-atọwadị mma obodo a agụrụ ebe nyocha hụ na ndị a na-eme ọkwa kọchasị azụ etu ihe na-emenụ na America seta na oge seta na Trump echetakwa azụ na nke ya
ma ọ bụ enwekwa ndị ọzọ ka ọ bụ sọsọ Trump DeSantis nọkwa the other side na-echekwa so anyị agbadekwa isi
na ndị a na-eme ọkwa ndị anaghị eme mgbagharị esi na nke efe na nke igosiri ọha nwa nwa obodo a na ihe ha na-achọ ọwụ ọdịmma obodo a enwere ife ọzọ ejikwa ihe na-emekwa na Britain ka Johnson na-apụrụ onye nke nwaanyị wepụtakwa oge onye nke na-ekwu okwu nya ya apụkwa a na-achọkwa onye ga-anọ ebe ahụ ọgwụ na ọgwụ ndị nwe obodo ahụ ihe a na-achọ oke a ga-esi wee mee ọ dị mma maka mmadụ ama ndị dozi ihe ọ na-amaghị anya onye ma anya ka ị ga-esi okwu ifonye ya otu ọ dị n'obodo a kịta na ada n'obodo a na ete mụ na mmadụ ga-anọ na APC obere oge esi ọnụgburo ba na PDP obere oge n'ogburo ba na nka ide ihe na-agwa m na ndị agwụ ndị Naijiria mụ nwa Obinna wee kwete ndị enwe agwụ ndị Naijiria nwe onye nwe obodo a maka onye ụmụ ndị nwe obodo a na-achọ ọdịmma obodo ebe ahụ ekwu ka ị ya akpụrụ na-ekwu ihe ahụ ị na-ekwu a na-akwụ population ọnụ na-akwụ ihe ọnụ menwu obere ka atụ oge na-akpọchatakwa ndị azụta ha bịa
mana sometimes ife na-echenji sometimes enwere ike ị na-anya na-efe ife na nke na-asọpọtụ nwe ka o si dị isi mba nọ nke a ga-akakwazi mma bikos na ị chọrọ ka ọ dịla obodo mma
na ezinwa dị mma obodo a Obodia. Only Obodia, how many about the only thing that I don't want to know without all good now, and I am not going to go down and mother Navata. As a result of them, one young Obodia. Then she was of them Obodia, because I did. Yes, we did. I am not going to buy Canada. I'm on Western and Canada, and not in Canada, this population on Nigeria. In Canada, Canada, I'm going to go as a commissioner.
Fakana ilikuwa mmadụ, fakana akpọlụkwa mmadụ still, fakana agbakwa still. So ka iwe shi atia to ife anyị nwa na-ekwu now. Ka ihe bụ that political solution ahụ ị chọrọ.
Majority of people in Nigeria, Nigeria. Now, what do you say? I imagine I go to Ghana. Oh, when they are like Nigeria, ever for how would you think? I just know who shoot. I don't get paper. Over like Nigeria.
Mana onye kwetara na onye ọbụla bụ onye Nigeria kpọrọ onwe ya Nigeria kwesịrị ịdị patriotic like ya Nigeria. Isikwa na once isi na mbọ ya Nigeria ọ na ịnọ n'ime Nigeria na ịkwesịrị inwe love for Nigeria. Okay, thank you very much. Can you know from Nigeria, my brother? Thank you so much. So the numbers to call to become part of this conversation before we leave the studio, we just have very small time.
Politics.
Yes.
Like we do this morning. This comes to sometime in one of the books we read that loneliness is beyond ambition flather.
Okay.
Way to the climber of what? This is the sky. And when he wants to obtain the utmost part of the ladder, he then go to the ladder called tank. Calling the base degree by which he needs attempt.
So break it down real quick because we don't have much time again.
This is exactly what we are doing today. You put them there, they call you tomorrow. That's the idea for you. Now, the idea of greatness is when it is joined to remove from power.
Okay.
We have never known that before in this country. Power without remorse. If you get there, you come to those people that are behind you. If it happens like that today, if you see it, I'm telling you today, I'm not a problem in politics. If it keep happening today, how are we going to see it? When we go, prayer and everything, we take all together, bring all to a good leader.
And our votes, making the right choice, making the right choice will help us get there.
Making the right choice in the amount of money they pay you. Let me just tell you, my friend, method.
So making the right choice will help us to, like, we will have to ignore all the money and the rest of the thing. We just have to discipline ourselves in making those right choices. Thank you so much. This is where I will take it over. Like, this is where I will end it on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Remember that this program comes to you every Saturday, 10 o'clock a.m. in the morning. Remember also that it also comes to you on Monday by 3 o'clock p.m. Political Views. Please keep a date. As at this moment, I can't really take your calls anymore, but keep a date that Political Views will be coming to you just the way I mentioned them now. Then in trying to control climate change, now looking at Africa, how can we achieve some of the things Ken SAROWIWA fought for? Then we'll begin to look at the reasons why oil companies, won't adhere to regulations. That said, when we talk about climate change, let us also remember that some heroes like Saro Wiwa, fought for it. That said, citizenship matter more than indigence. Let the issue we face matter more than ethnicity and religion. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much, you that called in. Remember that Political Views come to you on Ebona 103.5 FM every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. and every Saturday, 10 o'clock a.m. I remain Martin Ifeanyi Shuku Ekezie. Once again, good morning. Please subscribe, oh, please subscribe. Oh, please. Click the subscribe button. Look for it anywhere. Just subscribe. You know, subscribe.